Mike Scioscia's high-flying Angels have landed in Cleveland for a showdown with Fausto Carmona and the Tribe. And we welcome you into Progressive Field on a beautiful summer evening as the Indians try to regroup after this current 4-game losing streak. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. You heard Maniac to talk about it. They just need to win a game to stop the skid. Meanwhile, Rick, the Angels in their last 34 games have won 24 of them. They're back in contention in the AL West.
Well, you have two teams going in different directions, and the Angels won 4 out of their last 5. They had a comeback win against the Rangers, and that's the one that propelled them to, start winning a few baseball games. The Indians have to do that, but they've been scoring a few runs, and they've always had very good pitching. The Indians, on the other hand, have to play much better defense. They've got to score some runs, and they've got to hit with runners in scoring position. And all it takes is one win sometime, and the first game of a series has been a big one for the Indians all year long.
Well, and they need Fausto Carmona come out and pitch well tonight. There's no question about that. He has pitched well against Dan Herron in his first 2 matchups against him, but unfortunately he's come out on the wrong end of both of those.
Well, Dan Herron had his first career one-hitter against the Tribe back in April, the first time we visited. He was unhittable. He had 8 strikeouts in that game. His second matchup, he had 10 strikeouts and a no decision, both times matched up against Carmona.
Tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram.
And Fausto Carmona looking to have a good start here at home. He is 0-1 this year. He's matched up, as we said, against Herron a couple of times. He's pitched well against him. His second start, he gave up 3 runs, but they were all unearned. It was an error at third base. It wasn't his fault. He kept him in the ball game. So we'll see if Fausto can come back out here, get the ground balls. This Angel offense isn't as good, but they're swinging the bats well right now.
All right, so that's the matchup here tonight as the Indians try to break out of the doldrums late in the month of July. They'll turn to rookie Jason Kipnis and see if he can provide a spark here tonight. We're back with play-by-play action coming up next on Sports Time Ohio. Field, and the Indians and the Angels renewing acquaintances so far this year. They've played 6 games, and the Angels have won 4 of them. Interesting, though, 4 times already this year, the Indians and Angels have been involved in a 1-run game. And I bring that up because in their last 6 meetings here in Cleveland, 3 of those 6 games have been 1-run affairs, the Angels winning 2. The Indians, I should say, won 2 of those, and the Angels winning the others. So with these 2 teams, you kind of expect low-scoring, well-pitched games.
And both teams, in the 6 games that they've played, the Angels have scored 17 runs, and so have the Indians. So, yeah, it's going to be a close one, you would expect.
Indians take the field behind Fausto Carmona. 5 wins, 10 losses, an ERA of 5.63 on the year. Mike Scioscia, this is his starting lineup for tonight. Maicer Isturiz in the leadoff spot, followed by Torrey Hunter. And it's Bobby Abreu, followed by Vernon Wells, Alberto Calespo, and Eric Ibar. Mark Trumbo, Peter Borges, and Jeff Mathis rounded out.
Well, Fausto Carmona will be making his 19th start, his second since coming off the disabled list. In his last start against Minnesota, it was the second game of the day-night doubleheader. Pitched a good game. He went 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. He got the win in that ball game. He didn't walk anybody, and he had a strikeout. So Carmona, this will be the third time he has matched up against Danny Herron. Herron hit him the first time, and a complete game shutout, and Fausto gave up 3 unearned runs in his second start, so he's going to come back, try to do the same thing today and see if his offense can score for him. Let's take a look at the Indians' defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. It'll be Brantley in left field, Carrera back in center, and Buck is in right. Chisenhall at third base has Drubel at short. Kipnis is at second, Santana at first, with Lou Marson behind the plate.
Marvin Hudson to call the balls and strikes tonight. Mike Estabrook is at first. Ted Barrett, the acting crew chief, at second. And Brian Runge is at third. Is Torres to step in the leadoff for the Angels, while Carmona gets ready to go to work for the Indians. Yes, Torres, you see a .270 hitter on the year. And Fausto misses outside for ball 1.
This is an Angels team, as we know. They're 8th in the league with a .253 batting average, but they have a bunch of guys that can put the ball in play or on the ground. And back when we were in Anaheim earlier, a lot of infield hits. Remember that one ball game, they had about 4 or 5 infield hits.
Carmona the line and the 1-1. And boy, that was close, but didn't get the call. 2 balls and a strike. They can be a pesky offensive team. You think back to Ozzie Guillen calling the Minnesota Twins the Piranhas,
right.
You know. These guys can be a little bit like that at times.
Absolutely, they sure can.
Bounce towards second. Jason Kipnis flips it over. And Carmona gets out number 1 here to start the game. Take a look at our injury report tonight. Grady Sizemore and Shin-Soo Choo, of course, the key offensive bats missing from the lineup. Katie will have more on Alex White's rehab and his attempt to come back and pitch again this year. Francisco Rodriguez and Kendry Morales, obviously key injuries for the Angels. And a strike over the inside corner.
I remember when Hunter was with the Minnesota Twins and he first faced Fausto Carmona. He told him that, boy, this guy had stuff. It was like I was hitting with a hangover. Remember when he was coming
right,
up and he had that power sinker and he just continued to throw that ball in on the hands.
And that misses for ball 1 to even the count. Hunter hitting just .236 on the year, and it's amazing. You know, we focus obviously on the Indians and their struggles offensively, but you look around baseball and how many batting averages are well below where you would expect them. Hunter hitting .236. The cleanup man, Vernon Wells, hitting only .219.
Well, and look how far he's come a long way to hit that .219. I'm talking about Wells.
He was batting .189 40 games into the season, which usually is a pretty good measuring stick. Carmona ahead of Hunter, 1-2. And it sails high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby Abreu waiting on deck. Just underway here at Progressive Field. Line towards center. Carrera breaks in and dives and makes the catch. And a nice grab to start the game for Ezekiel Carrera for out number 2. After what happened to him yesterday, you know badly he wanted to make that first play and make it well.
Well, this ball hit right on the nose by Hunter, and he got a good jump. You see he's going to break and continue to come in and make a diving catch. Out number 2. Good play.
Bobby Abreu, very patient hitter. Takes a high pitch for ball 1.
Yeah, this is an Angel team. They're built on pitching. They're second in the league in ERA with a 3.34, just behind the Oakland A's. In that Western Division, they certainly can pitch. They're 11th in the league in runs scored. They've scored 393, 10th in home runs. So this is a team they can come from behind because their pitching is so good.
Abreu 5th in the American League in walks with 63. Carlos Santana of the Indians is 3rd in the league with 66 walks. And it's funny because you don't think of Carlos Santana being in the same vein as a Bobby Abreu with that patient approach, but he has drawn a lot of walks.
Well, he'll swing in a lot more pitches out of the zone, too, and pitches that Abreu will not. But that's the difference between a veteran and a younger player.
Jason Kipnis handles that one without incident, and the Angels go 1-2-3. A good first inning for Fausto Carmona. And the Indians will come to bat against Dan Herron when we come back. Bottom of the first here at Progressive Field. And let's get a look at Manny Acta's starting 9. It's brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Heavy left-handed lineup tonight. The top 8 all bat from the left side. Carrera, Brantley, and Cabrera. Hafner, Santana, and Chisenhall. Buck, Kipnis, and the right-handed hitting Lou Marson bats 9th.
Dan Herron making his 22nd start and having a good year. 10 wins, 6 losses, a 3.10 earned run average. 1-0 this year against the Tribe. But look at the 120 strikeouts, only 21 walks. The best walk-strikeout ratio in the league. And he was traded to the Angels a year ago today from the D-backs. And he has been outstanding for him. Makes it a dynamic 1-2 punch with him and the guy that's pitching tomorrow, Jared Weaver.
And Carrera takes a strike.
But in his last start, he got roughed up. 4 1/3 innings tonight, hit 7 runs against the Texas Rangers. That was the most runs he allowed in a start in over a year. A guy that has a cutter, a fastball, not overpowering, but he's got a great splitter, and boy, does he know how to pitch.
Somehow this year he went winless in 7 straight starts.
I'm going to guess no run support.
Well, 2 of those were against Boston. He had a no decision against the Indians mixed in there. Texas, Seattle, Oakland. I mean, he didn't pitch poorly in many of those starts. Carrera taps it foul. But here's the one that's hard to figure out. In his last 5 road starts, Dan Herron is 3-2, but his ERA is 6.03.
Well, he's a guy that doesn't give it up often. He gets ahead of you. He knows how to put you away like that.
He strikes out Carrera. Ball in the dirt. Mathis throws him out, 1 away.
Let's take a look at the Angels' Home Depot defense this evening. They are rated 4th in the league with 56 errors. It's Wells in left, Borges in center, Hunter is in right, Kai Espo at third base, Ibar at short, Esturis at second, Trumbo is at first with Mathis behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Dan Herron delivers outside for ball 1. Michael Brantley hitting .278, 6 homers, 39 driven in. And he yanks one down the right field line, and it's a fair ball into the corner. Brantley on his way to second base. He's in there with a 1-out double.
Number 18 for Michael. Check out this pitch on our Time Warner Cable pitch tracker. It looks like it was up in the zone. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. He did. He picked on a fastball up, and that's what you better hit. You better hit that pitch that's up there because he has that splitter where the bottom falls out. Michael turned on it, got it right down the line. Short hops the wall. So a 1-out double, and the Indians have an opportunity to get on the board in the first.
In the dirt, and a good stop there by Mathis. Missed inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Michael Brantley. And Cabrera cuts and misses, 2-1.
There's that cutter. 2-0 cut fastball. Good location inside. He's that type of pitcher, the veteran, that he does never give in. And I mean, excellent location. Little cutter. Runs in off the plate. Very slow, very deliberate out there.
Got a piece of his own foot with that foul ball, 2-2. The game never looks like it speeds up for Dan Herron.
It doesn't. I mean, you're right. You watch him walk around, it's almost like he's in slow motion. You know, it's almost like his heartbeat is about 30 beats per minute. I mean, half of what a normal person's is. And I guess it's pretty good because you're right. He never gets flustered out there.
The 2-2. Cabrera with a base hit into right field. Coming around third, Michael Brantley will try to score. Torrey Hunter will make no throw, and the Indians grab a 1-0 lead. Cabrera with RBI number 61 on the year. A perfectly placed ground ball between first and second.
Well, he comes in with another cutter, I believe, that Cabrera was waiting for, and it was down. Watch this one low because Cabrera, good low ball hitter. There he goes. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. They get an opportunity with a man in scoring position as Dribble takes advantage of it. Their best clutch hitter with runners in scoring position. The Indians will take a 1-0 lead.
One on, one out for Travis Hafner. And it's a little bit outside, ball 1. Aaron steps away. As Drupal, along with Michael Brantley, each with a dozen steals on the year, tied for the team lead. Down low, snap throw to first, but his Drupal back with a dive. Sandy Alomar back coaching at first after spending a couple of days in Cooperstown watching his brother Robbie being inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what a special day, huh? For the Alomar family. Did you see his dad sitting there with his mom? That's pretty cool to have both your sons there.
Hafner takes a strike. It's 2-1. A 2-1 pitch. A strike called. Hafner doesn't like it.
No, I mean, I wasn't looking at the monitor there. I was just looking down at Hafner. It did look up and away to me, just from the backside of it. Let's take a look on television. I'm going to take a peek. Boy, that's borderline at best. I mean, instead of going 3-1, now you're hitting 2-2. Big difference in the count when you're facing a guy like Aaron. But as a hitter, if you feel you've got to cover that area up and away like that, that makes you really susceptible to that cutter down the end that he's very capable of throwing.
Runner broke for second. Cabrera got about 2 strides toward the second base area. Then he just put the brakes on, and Hafner strikes out 2 down. As Carlos Santana comes to the plate, let's check in with Katie Witham.
Well, guys, it's no question the Indians have needed some offense lately, and hitting coach Bruce Fields told me the guy he's looking at to step up is Carlos Santana. Now, they've worked with him a lot this season, but right now what's holding him back is the mental aspect that every time he steps up there, he's swinging for the fences. So they've really tried to work on bringing down that effort level in his swing and ingraining in him consistent base hits, guys.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah, swinging for the fences. These guys are able to locate at this level. And what they do, they have been doing it all year long. They show the fastball more so than attack them with off-speed pitches, especially when you get into hitters' counts. And you have to make an adjustment or they will continue to do the same.
As Drupal got a good jump, but the good throw gets him at second base to end the inning. Mathis has a terrific throwing arm, and his Drupal gunned down to end the inning. But the Tribe gets on the board first, 1-0 after 1. brought to you by McDonald's. The Mango Pineapple Real Fruit Smoothie has arrived. By your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. And by AT&T. Second inning here at Progressive Field, where the Indians have a 1-0 lead. And remember, this has been a good formula for the Tribe. They are 20-7 on the year when they score in the first inning. Vernon Wells, Alberto Calespo, and Eric Ibar for the Halos here in inning number 2. You talked about it in the first inning. Wells, a pretty remarkable turnaround. His first 40 games, he was batting .189 with only 4 home runs.
Yeah, it was hard to believe that he was off to. I mean, they were booing him in Anaheim when we were there the first 2 times.
In his 34 games since then, he's hit .256, but he's hit a dozen home runs to give him 16 now on the year.
Well, and the record in the first 40, they were 20-20. In the 34, they're 24-10. Now, it's not just because he started hitting a little bit, but it certainly helps. When they went out to get that bat, they expected this guy to hit some home runs and be a part of the middle part of the lineup. And he's starting to do that now. You know, a guy that came up with the Blue Jays and was a big bat and had some very good years with the Jays. They traded for that contract, and they expected dividends to be paid, I mean, right from day one.
Down low, 3 balls and a strike.
And you think about it, the first time you get traded, maybe he was trying too hard to live up to the expectations of doing that, which that happens a lot of times when guys get traded for the first time. I don't care how long you've played in the game.
He rips this one to deep left. And that's going to short hop the wall. Brantley makes a good play. Strong throw. And they got him. Jason Kipnis applies the tag. And Wells is out. What a throw by Brantley. And a great short hop pick by Kipnis to nail Hunter at the bag. Or, excuse me, Wells at the bag.
You know, that was a beautiful throw. I mean to tell you, it was right on the money. And he got over there. Wells was out of the batter's box hustling all the way. I was watching him. He didn't mess around. He went in there to try and get in scoring position. But a good throw. Played beautifully off the wall. Right there, and you're right. It was a nice short hop pick. And he puts the glove right there, slides into it. Nice play on both ends.
Alberto Calespo takes a strike.
That's Michael Brantley's 3rd assist this year. That was a dandy.
He made that play off the wall so quickly.
Well, that's the benefit of your home ballpark. You know the bounces. He's been around long enough to get a comfortable feeling there, even though he's played some center field as well.
2-1 the count here on Alberto Calespo. The former Royal is having a solid year. Last 21 games, he's hit .375 to jump his average up to .296. Three balls and a strike. Eric Ibar waiting in the on-deck circle. Line the other way, and that's going to slice its way into the seats. Full count on Calespo with Eric Ibar to follow here in the second inning. Angels start the day 3 games in back of Texas in the AL West. having won 7, or excuse me, they've split their last 10 games. The Angels have played very good baseball here of late, though, and that is crushed to the gap. And into second base with a double is Alberto Calespo. That's his 16th two-bagger on the year.
Well, he didn't want to walk him, Fausto, so he's going to throw him a strike, and Calespo takes advantage of a fastball, four-seamer. That had no movement to it. It was up in the zone, so he jumps all over it, hits it in the gap of right center field, gets it to the wall. So, good thing that Brantley threw out the leadoff hitter, Vernon Wells, or the Angels would be on the board.
And it brings up Eric Ibar. A .289 hitter on the year.
Earlier in the year, this is the guy that was hitting in the top part of the lineup in that leadoff spot. Now settling back down in the number 6 hole.
Well, and he has really been a force, batting .382 with runners in scoring position and less than 2 out.
Yeah, that's what Mike Scioscia, he switched the order. When you look at a Torrey Hunter second, who's done it about 20 to 25 times, this guy went from the top of the lineup down into an RBI spot. So, you settle and you see these guys, and, he's always been an aggressive manager, likes to start runners. Look out.
That goes into the seats.
Empty seat. That's a good one. We'll see if he's going to trade it. He wants to trade. Say, give me my gamer, and I'll give you a different one. I mean, there's the helicopter coming out. There it goes. Whirly bird into the seat, hits the empty seat, comes up. They just want to trade bats. You're going to get one. People are getting a little upset down there. Lighten up.
All right, so Ibar has his game bat in hand, and a 1-1 count with a runner at second base and 1 out here in inning number 2. Now the set by Carmona. And it's down low, 2 balls and a strike.
This is what you look for with Fausto, because with runners on, he gives up a batting average of .337 from the stretch. So that's something that you've got to keep an eye on. Out of the full windup, he's been much better. Runners in scoring position, a .310 average.
The 2-1 pitch. And he just did get a piece of that to keep himself alive. Mark Trumbo, big power hitter, waits on deck. Bounced foul.
Send along some birthday wishes tonight. Franklin Kirk of Lakewood turning 93. Lois Kelly of Brunswick is turning 85. Donna Jean Shoemaker from Fremont, Ohio is 73. Happy birthday.
John Clutter in Cowan, West Virginia, celebrating his 26th birthday this evening. Carmona's 2-2. Popped him up. Left field, Michael Brantley makes the grab, 2 away. Let's check in once again with Katie Witham. She has the latest on Indians pitcher Alex White.
Yeah, guys, I caught Alex White coming off the field today after he did some fielding and also a simulated 25-pitch inning. He told me his finger's feeling very good. Now, he is experiencing some soreness and some tightness, which is expected after being out nearly 10 weeks. A decision, though, will be made tomorrow whether or not he will need a rehab start. But the goal, guys, is to have him back by mid-August, and he will be coming from the bullpen doing multiple innings, guys.
All right, thanks, Katie. I think what they're trying to determine if they want to do another sim game or just go ahead and send him out on a rehab assignment.
Well, then you wait to see how it feels the next day.
That's the biggest thing.
Right.
But he was able to throw all of his pitches, and
hopefully
he's on schedule.
Fine, and you go out there anytime. Right now, you can use all the help you can get, even though he's only made, 3 starts? His first win came against the Angels, the guy that's pitching tomorrow night, and Jared Weaver. When we were out there, good ball game.
Runner at second with 2 down, Mark Trumbo. With 18 homers on the year. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Well, lots of rain on the East Coast. Boston in a rain delay, Yankees in a rain delay, the Atlanta Braves in a rain delay.
They can have it. We had it over the weekend.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Trumbo bloops one toward left, coming hard as Brentley. He's there, and the inning is over. So Carmona works around the double. And we go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the second inning, Indians with a 1-0 lead. Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Travis Buck for the Tribe. Carlos Santana looks at a breaking ball for a strike. He was at the plate when Asdrubal Cabrera was thrown out trying to steal to end the first inning. And the count 1-1 now on Santana.
Dan Aaron this year against the American League Central has started 6 games. This is his 7th. He is 4-0 and a 1.64 ERA. He has had his way with a batting average of just 198. And the Indians have put one on the board, so it's good. Get him early.
He's also been a workhorse in his career, starting with Arizona.
My goodness, yes.
Santana waves at that pitch and strikes out. That's 3 Ks already for Herron, who is one of 3 pitchers on this Angels team to strike out 100 batters before the All-Star break this year, and that's the first time that that's ever happened in Angels history, and only the 5th time since World War II that a team had 3 pitchers with 100 or more strikeouts, and we'll see all 3 of them in this series.
Yeah, right.
Jared Weaver and Irvin
when you
Santana.
think about it, when you said that's the first time in history they've had Nolan Ryan, Frank Tanana. They've had some very good pitchers that can
and
strike
strikeout
people.
pitchers.
Yeah, good strikeout pitchers. They've always had some great arms in that organization. But you're right. When you go, you're getting 3 of the best in this series. It's not going to be a fun series as a hitter, I can tell you that.
Rookie Lonnie Chisenhall getting his first look at Herron. Fouls it off. It's 0-2. And he goes down quickly on 3 pitches, and that's 4 strikeouts now for Herron. 2 down in the inning. Our trivia question tonight brought to you by AT&T. Which living member of the Hall of Fame has been enshrined the longest? We'll have the answer to that trivia question coming up later in the game. Here is Travis Buck. Looks at the ball inside. (2-0) as that fastball took off on him. And now it's 3-0. And that's another thing. He does not usually walk many. The 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike. He walked 4, a season high 4, against Seattle on May 19th. Since then, he's walked more than 2 one time. I'm sorry, he's walked more than 1. He had a 2-walk game against the Mariners again on July 10th.
And there's ball first walk. You talk about walks, but he still has the best walk strikeout ratio.
Well, that's his 22nd walk of the year against 124 strikeouts. All right, our minor league report brought to you by Kia. Tyler Cannon yesterday in a 7-5 win for Kinston went 3 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. Hitting .292 on the year, a former 12th round pick. Here's Jason Kipnis, 0 for 2 in his major league debut the other night. One ball, one strike. Herron fires, and Kipnis tries to line it the other way, but slices it into the seats. And a count of ball and 2 strikes. Kipnis promoted from Columbus, where he was hitting .279 on the year with a dozen homers, 15 doubles and 9 triples on the year. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, this will be the 6th Indians hitter to see at least 5 pitches off Danny Herron. You like that. That way you try and get that pitch count up as quickly as possible.
The 2-2. Popped him up on the infield. The shortstop Ibar is under it. And the inning is over. 2 complete. It's the Indians 1 and the Angels nothing. Back here, top of the third. Want to remind you to stay tuned later in the game to see our Miller taste greatness moment. And the Indians with a 1-0 lead. They scored in the first. Michael Brantley a one-out double as Drupal Cabrera brought him home with a base hit into right field. As we start the third inning, it will be the speedster, Peter Borges, then Jeff Mathis, the number 9 hitter. And then we'll turn it to the top of the order, Maicer Isturiz. Carmona delivers low, ball 1. The Angels come in here having won 10 of their last 11 series. And that is how they have climbed back into things in the AL West.
That's what you shoot for right there. Try and be consistent.
1-1. Mike Scioscia's team certainly still has their work cut out for them with that Rangers club that leads the West with a mark of 58-44. They're at home tonight against the Minnesota Twins.
Well, they won 4 out of the last 5, and it was a game that Herron started against them in their last start where he gave up the big runs, the 7 runs. Mm-hmm. They came back and won that game. They were down over 5 runs. They came back to win it 9-8, and it sort of picked them back up because offensively you would think, oh, my goodness, against Texas they're going to continue to beat you. That they had the comeback, and they've won 4 out of the last 5.
Swung on and missed. Carmona gets his first strikeout. 1 down here in the third. Let's check in once again tonight with Katie Witham.
Hey, Matt, Rick, I'm hanging out with Darren. He's out here celebrating his 14th birthday. And we want to remind you, we've got round 2 of Rally Alley. It's happening Friday and Saturday. The street behind the Time Warner Cable bleachers will be shut down. We've got food, beverages, live entertainment. Log on to Indians.com/Rally Alley. The best part, it's all free, guys.
Again, yeah, they had it last weekend, and they're going to come back and try it again this weekend. They had some poor weather for it this last weekend. Jugglers and everything going on.
Sorry about
Jeff Mathis, the Angels catcher, hitting just 183 on the year, but defensively he's quite a stalwart behind the dish. Handles the staff, throws out runners, does everything Mike Scioscia wants a catcher to do. But like a lot of catchers, and how many teams probably say the same thing about their catchers? Boy, if only he hit a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, the primary thing for a catcher is handling the pitching staff and throwing runners out. There's no question.
Wow, Carmona went right through him, strikes him out, 2 down. And he'll bring up Myceres Torres.
Well, Fausto gets another swing and a miss. Last 14, he's had 6 swings and misses, and sometimes that's a good sign for him. There you'll see the movement going down, swinging over the top of it. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the third for Fausto.
And that's roped into right field. Buck over to cut it off. And he'll hold Torres to a 2-out single.
There you go, a sinker. And he's able to pull and hit it down the line. Buck cuts it off. Third hit. And it's a 2-out single. Now, will Mike Scioscia maybe start him with Hunter up at the plate?
Yeah, interesting.
You know, the Angels are an aggressive team. They've stolen 84 bases this year, which is 6th in the league. They've been caught 32 times. But this is the time you may take a chance. They have stolen 6 off Fausto this year. 3 have been caught. But, you know, when you have the equalizer back there, Lou Marson, who is the really good catch and throw guy, if Fausto just gives him an opportunity, you take your chances there. Because Lou Marson has thrown out 45% of them, 16 caught stealing in 35 attempts.
He misses 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, now you keep him there and give your hitter a chance to hit a gapper.
Well, Torrey Hunter, 13 homers, 15 doubles. He has tripled once.
Well, the Angels, I mean, they're a team, I think, a lot like the Indians. When you look at them, they've hit 53 home runs on the road, only 31 at home. The Indians have hit them at home and not on the road.
3-0 the count on Hunter. Torrey Hunter taking all the way 3-0, and Carmona finds the strike zone. Hunter swings away and fouls it out of play.
Send him back. Let's send out some more birthday wishes. Waiting for that full count. Al Thorne from Youngstown turning 43. Kenny Bochenik's buddy. Out there, Jimmy Haynes of Newark is 68. Happy birthday.
Down there they say Nurk.
Nurk? Nurk? Yeah. Well, they might.
Oh, they do, believe me. Was one of our stops when I was a wee lad. Torres takes his lead at first. He'll be off on the 3-2 pitch. And Hunter hits a ground ball right at Asdrubal Cabrera. And that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 1-0 Cleveland. One nothing Indians. And as we go here to the bottom of the third inning, Lou Marson leading off takes a strike. Missed inside, 1-1.
You know, it is sort of funny how these teams, we haven't played, April, and then we went back to Anaheim 3 weeks later. But this is the third time that both Dan Herron and Fausto have matched up against each other, and it's only game number 7 against the two teams. You know, because you're on the DL, and, I mean, Fausto was, and you just don't match up on the exact same day sometimes.
And you're talking about teams in the division.
Right.
Don't face each other that many times.
Yeah, you're going to play the Angels. We're going to play them, 8 times, 9 times, and these guys matched up 3 of them.
Well, Marson waves at it, and that's 5 Ks for Herron.
Well, the Tribe's award-winning fireworks show, Rock and Blast, will return Friday, featuring twice the fireworks, twice the music, and twice the excitement. And it's also Sugardale Dollar Dog Night as well. So come on out to the ballpark. Create your memory starting at $8. Get your tickets at Indians.com.
Ezekiel Carrera struck out his first time up.
Well, he better shorten his swing if he's going to face Dan Herron. That's way too big for him.
One ball, one strike. And a bunt foul. 1-2 the count. I started to mention last inning, I don't think I finished the thought on Herron being a workhorse going back to his days in Arizona. 6 consecutive seasons of 215 innings pitched plus. So
and he never misses a start. The guy's never hurt. He continues to go out there and make every start every year. I mean, that's what you call consistency. You know, you put him in the top end of that rotation. He's out there, and he gives it to you all year long. Can't ask for much more.
Right, and people may wonder, well, put that in some kind of perspective. It's the longest active streak in the big leagues. Line to center. Borges makes the grab, 2 down. And I think you're right. It speaks to him being able to stay healthy, make every start, and get fairly deep. I mean, you have to understand the era you're playing in. I mean, those numbers pale in comparison to 25, even 30 years ago.
That's not the time. They don't let you go that long anymore. I mean, you're going to be on a pitch count and keep you around, and that's the reason why they do that, so you can go all year and you don't miss starts. And he's done it for 5, 6 straight years, and that's all you can ask from anybody.
And he has a couple of clunkers every once in a while. He had you talked about 4 1/3 his last time out. He had a 4-inning stint against the Mets, which was his shortest of the year in interleague play.
That happens to everybody.
But other than that, you look up and down the line. It's 6 1/3, 6 2/3, 7, 7, 7.
You put him in the category with CC Sabathia, with your top. You know, he's in the top 10 in the league without a doubt.
Roy Halladay, yeah.
The guys that go out there and give you innings every single time they toe the rubber.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And it's those guys that play behind him that know. That's why they came back and they win a game. When he has a clunker, they end up scoring runs for him, you know, because he keeps you in so many ball games. He beat the Indians 2-0 in his very first start. Complete game 1 hitter. His very first.
That was his 50th pitch. So the one thing the Indians have been able to do is they've gotten deep in accounts and they've made him throw a lot of pitches here. It's only the 3rd inning.
That's 8 guys now that have seen 5 pitches or more off him, and that's what you want to do. That's, to me, is a pretty good game plan because he's not going to give up a lot of hits, so make him throw a lot of pitches.
Payoff pitch. And Brantley fouled that off of his leg.
Little cutter again. Watch this. Going off his front leg. Ouch. Top of the foot, it looked like.
Yeah. Now Dan Herron into the line on the payoff pitch. Ball 4. He's walked 2.
That's headlines.
Brings up Asdrubal Cabrera, who drove in Brantley with a base hit back in the 1st inning.
That's only the 6th time this year he has walked 2 guys in a game or more.
Snap throw back, but Brantley is there. When you're at first and you know the catcher has a great release, you know he gets rid of it in a hurry, like Mathis,
right,
like Marson. As a base stealer, how much better of a jump do you have to get in your mind to think, I've got a chance to steal here?
Well, you got to read the pitcher. You're going to go on the pitcher. And what you do, once you get your lead, you better get back because he's shown twice already that he will throw behind the runner and try and get you when you go back to first base. I mean, Herron looks like he's pretty quick to the plate. Give your hitter that chance because Cabrera hit the hole in his last at-bat. Sometimes if you can't get a jump, there's no sense in running because you're going to get thrown out to end the inning.
Close play at first. Herron has quick feet and makes A good throw over there consistently.
You know, sometimes when they pay attention to you, there's not a lot you can do as a base stealer.
They pitched out thinking maybe he was going to take off. He holds. And the count is 1-1.
You know, they tried the pitch out there, and then he looks pretty quick delivering the ball to the plate. I'd say he's about 115 is just a guess just from looking at him. And if you give your catcher that opportunity, Mathis got a good arm. He can throw you out easily.
Brantley takes off. And Cabrera bloops one toward right field. Going out is Torres, and backpedaling, he puts it away to end the inning. 3 complete. It's the Indians 1 and the Angels nothing. Beautiful night here at Progressive Field. Indians have the 1-0 lead as we go to the 4th inning. They got a run in the first on an Asdrubal Cabrera RBI single, scoring Michael Brantley. So far, Fausto Carmona has made it stand up. He has struck out 2. He has allowed 3 hits. But one of those hits, a Vernon Wells leadoff base hit off the wall in left field in the 2nd inning. He was erased trying to stretch that into a double, and that
big play.
That was a big play.
Yes, it was. So far in the game, that is a big defensive play.
One and one the count on Bobby Abreu, who grounded out to second base his first time up. A little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. Fausto deals. And it's outside, 3-1.
Going to take a little walk and regroup right here. Falling behind him, he's just he's got a meeting in his mind right now, talking to himself. Fausto has struggled a little bit here at home in his 8 home starts, 2-4. He's given up 8 homers and a .568 ERA.
Hasn't started a game at home since June 20th.
It's been a while.
Abreu Rifles one to deep right field. Travis Buck makes a fine running catch. One down. Our great clip of the game from yesterday, another terrific performance by Justin Masterson. Man, he just reared back and threw fastball after fastball after fastball, and the White Sox hitters really had no answer for him.
He's been doing it all year long. He has really been going out there every 5 days, giving Maniac the length and deep into the ball game. And boy, you certainly can't argue with the effort that he's put out all year long. Talk about a starting pitcher. He's getting into that class. He just became one this year, really, because they didn't know what they wanted to do. I think the Indians did. A lot of people thought that he would be better suited for the bullpen, and I think he's changed a lot of minds.
That's the one thing Manny Actis said a year ago at this time. He was defending keeping Masterson in the starting rotation, so he's very happy that Justin has been able to go out and really establish himself as a top-tier starter.
Yeah, now you can't wait to watch him pitch every 5 days.
Now you just wish you could get him some runs once in a while.
Well, that will come.
And he understands. Justin, well, the one thing you love about him, he never says boo about it. He doesn't complain or hang his head.
No question about that. Yeah, he never makes an excuse. He's in control of his job, and that's trying to get outs and give his team an opportunity to win, and he seems like he does that every time.
The 2-1 to Wells. Fouled over toward the dugout.
Finish our birthday wishes. Ryan Hocking of North Ridgeville is 27, and Samantha Jewell of Brunswick is 18. Happy birthday to everyone out there tonight.
Now the 2-2. A little bit low, full count. Alberto Calespo waiting on deck for the Angels. 1-0 Tribe on top. Here in the fourth inning. They're underway in Chicago, where the White Sox are hosting the Tigers tonight. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Carmona. Join my partner, Rick Manning, Mike Hargrove, Corey Snyder, Dave Burba, and other former Indians greats for an exciting week of baseball in Goodyear, Arizona, January 14th through the 21st at Indians Fantasy Camp. Experience first-class treatment and leave with great friends, personalized gifts, and a lifetime of memories. 216-420-HITS or log on to Indians.com. All the proceeds benefit Cleveland Indians charities. Carmona misses, and out goes Lou Marson to talk with the Indians right-hander. Next pitch will be number 60 for Fausto, and Marson wants to make sure he doesn't fall out of sorts here. Calespo doubled the right center off of him in the second inning. Runner goes. Pitches down low. Throw by Marson. And not in time. Cabrera can't believe it. He thought they had him tagged on the by the seat of his pants as he slid into the bag.
Thought he tagged him in the back pocket. Wells gets the stolen base, his 5th. I mean, the throw was right there. Hard for us to tell. It was down and in, so a tougher pitch for Marson to throw. And no, I don't think he tagged him. Cabrera thought he had him, but you could see he's coming up, and there's the umpire right there. He was looking from behind. Cabrera thought he did.
Callaspo taking ball 3. With Eric Ibar waiting next. Taking all the way, and Carmona fires a strike in there to get the count 3-1. Tying run in scoring position for the Angels here in the 4th now. And the 3-1 is ball 4. Carmona's walked 2 in a row. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Eric Ibar, who flied to left his first time up.
Well, Carmona now wants to get that ground ball and get the double play that he is very capable of throwing. 8 ground ball double plays this year he has thrown, and he's looking for number 9.
Ibar, believe it or not, has hit into 10 double plays on the year. Drills this one to deep right. Back goes Buck. He'll make the catch. And Wells went back to tag at second. But when he tagged, his foot was on top of the base and it slid right off. And he couldn't get any kind of traction to get moving towards third.
Well, the one thing, he's in scoring position.
Right.
You know, and he was taken off. That ball was hit on the nose, so he had to get back there. And once he slipped, he says, well, forget about it. I can't go. But a big second out here for Carmona.
One of those deals where you try to go back and hit the corner of the bag, but he got on top of it, and he almost went down in a heap. Well, a chance to get out of it, as you say, for Fausto as Mark Trumbo comes up. He flied out to left to end the 2nd inning. Fouled over top of the Indians' dugout, and it skips into the crowd. Two on, 2 out. 0-1 count on Trumbo. And he fouls this over toward the Indians' dugout. And now Carmona's got him down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, and a chance to get out of trouble. Crowd coming to life a little bit here. They've been pretty quiet since that first inning run was scored. It's been a pitching-dominated game. The 0-2. Bounce toward third and just foul.
Yeah, Lou wants that little sinker down and in where he swings over the top of it. You know, when we talked to Lou after Carmona's last start in Minnesota, when you're sitting back there as a catcher and you're working with him, you know the pitches you want to call. You're not going to mess with a lot of sliders, but it's about the location. If he can locate it, Lou knows exactly what he wants to do to the hitters. He wanted that sinker down and in. Of course, that sinker comes away, he gets a piece of it. You don't want to get, waste any pitch to this guy and really a slider away and take a chance of spinning one. You want to just go with your good bread and butter, man, and make him hit that ball on the ground. But get it inside on him.
Chop to third. Chisenhall can take it himself to end the inning. So Carmona walks a pair, but he picks himself up and gets out of trouble. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Cleveland. One nothing Tribe as we go now to the bottom of the fourth inning. Travis Hafner, Carlos Santana, and Lonnie Chisenhall due up. Hafner still not in agreement with Marvin Hudson on the strike zone. Pop that one back into the seats.
That's
I do believe
going to stay in.
Came back and he did make the catch. Mathis puts it away.
Those upset you as a hitter.
Just in front of the screen.
Yeah, I mean, that ball is going to have some comeback. You pick it up and he discards the mask, picks up the screen, and here it comes. Room to spare.
Scoreboard update brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers and the all-new 2012 Ford Focus. Ford, drive one. Santana bunts it to third. Barehand attempt by Cayaspo, couldn't come up with it. And Santana has himself an infield hit.
Well, and did you see what he did there? He made sure he put it down first. It didn't matter how hard because Cayaspo was playing back. That ball's hit very hard for a bunt. So he forced him to go ahead and make the barehanded play, and he did surprise him. He had time, but he forced him to make a barehanded catch, so Santana's going to be credited with a single. And he gets on base. Nice job. You don't try and be perfect. You don't try and deaden it. He saw him playing back, so let me put it in play. Put the pressure on the defense.
Lonnie Chisenhall yanks it foul deep down the right side. Dan Herron, 60 pitches on the night. And number 61 is a strike. And it's 0-2. And he just chased one there. Half dozen strikeouts for Herron, 2 down on the fourth.
Well, there you see that one. He just throws that splitter down and off the plate, not even close, and he gets Chisenhall to swing at it.
So it'll bring up Travis Buck, who walked his last time up. Rolls it foul up the first base side. It seems like the Indians are trying to be aggressive against him early in their at-bats, but they fouled a lot of pitches off early in counts.
Well, you know, this guy is good, and he's not just coming out throwing fastball strike one. He's mixing it up. I mean, Chisenhall got a fastball on the first pitch, and he hit it foul. Then he comes out and he says, okay, hit this fastball away. Then hit a splitter and 3 pitches and see you later. You see, he knows he's going to see your approach coming up there. You just don't want to fall off the pitches you get to hit off a quality guy like this. I mean, coming into today, he had only given up to 127 hits in the 145 innings pitched.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's going to give up less than a hit per inning. So it's tough to string anything together. Plus, he doesn't walk guys. You know, the Indians have received 2 walks among their 3 hits. They're lucky they got a base hit with a runner in scoring position. It was the Brantley Cabrera combination. That's why they hold a 1-0 lead. This is what you call an uncomfortable guy when you have to face him, because you can't sit on any one pitch.
And yet, despite the fact that they've swung a lot of pitches early in counts and maybe they've been behind,
they've still worked him.
They've worked him and gotten deep into some counts, which is not an enviable spot to be in against him.
No, but that's a game plan in itself. I mean, that can be successful. Even if you don't get a hit, you can still have a successful at bat. I mean, there's your show fastball right there. Now he can come back with the same pitch, a splitter that looks like it's in the same spot, and by the time it gets there, it disappears. He can run that cutter inside on you. He's got a number of ways to go with that setup pitch right there to get to 2-2.
In the dirt, and Buck able to lay off.
It also tells you about Herron. This is the 10th guy that has seen 5 pitches. He's not afraid to go deep in the count either, so he doesn't give in to the hitter.
Right.
You know, so he's confident that he can throw a strike at any time.
Jason Kipnis would be next. Runner goes, and
he swung.
He went too far, says third
sure
base
did.
umpire Brian Runge.
Yes, he did.
7 strikeouts for Dan Herron. And we've played 4 innings here in Cleveland with the Indians leading at 1-0. Ball is brought to you by United, proud to fly the Cleveland Indians, and by Panini's. Go to paninisgrill.com for their new food and drink menu and a location near you. Hey, we go to the fifth inning. It's a 1-0 Indians lead. Been a well-pitched game on both sides. The Indians got their run in the first, a double by Michael Brantley as Drupal Cabrera drove him in with a base hit. Carmona has pitched shutout baseball. Through 4 innings, he's given up 3 hits. He walked back-to-back hitters in the fourth, but give him credit, he got the next 2 to get out of trouble. And the first guy got was Eric Ibar, who was up in the second inning with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. And I told you earlier, Ibar is hitting around 380 with runners in scoring position on the year and less than 2 outs. So he got a tough hitter twice in a key spot. Peter Borges struck out his first time up, 1-1 the count. Fausto has made 70 pitches now on the night. Both pitchers through 4 innings are at 68. It's uncanny how these guys have matched each other in every start.
And they've been good games every time, too. They really have matched up in good baseball games. There's a nice little slider.
Sure was. He gets ahead 1-2. Carmona's thrown a lot of strikes tonight. 42 out of his 71 pitches have been strikes. He has 2 strikeouts. And he's got his third. He gets Borges for the second time tonight. Let's find out how the Minnesota Twins are doing tonight. They're in Texas battling the Western Division leading Rangers.
Hey, Matt, Rick, let's go down to Arlington where the Texas Rangers are out to an early lead. Crushes this 2-run homer to right center field off of Twins starting pitcher Nick Blackburn. They take an early 3-0 lead. They're now in the top half of the second inning in Texas. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. Jeff Mathis takes a strike. He went down swinging his first time up. Fausto with the 0-1. Down on the dirt. Carmona with a 1-1. Missed inside, 2 balls and a strike. Still in rain delays in New York, Boston, and Atlanta. But it is just about absolutely perfect tonight here at Progressive Field. Game time temperature 82 degrees, not any breeze to speak of. Mathis with a high drive, deep left field, and just foul in front of the pole. What a fine grab on the porch.
Well, you can see that ball just a little bit foul. It looked like it had the distance. Nice casual
made
catch.
that easy,
Yeah,
didn't
he did. Is that Chad Durbin?
Here's the 2-2. Full count.
Well, after he threw him the 4-seamer, he's going to run this one inside, maybe just a hair in. You didn't like that call?
I thought that was a strike. The 3-2.
Well, you are dressed in blue tonight.
Little tapper off the foot.
That camera angle is a little tough. It was close.
Manny Actis said after yesterday afternoon's disappointing defeat, they need to win a game.
Well, that's what you need, right? Get
Bottom
some
line.
confidence. That's right. They pitched well enough yesterday to win a game. They didn't defend well enough, and they didn't hit well enough.
3-2 pitch. Again, it's fouled off by Mathis. And this next toss will be number 80 for Fausto. And the 3-2 pitch. And that's rifled toward left center field. A diving attempt. Carrera can't get it. Backed up by Brantley. But into second base with a one-out double is Jeff Mathis.
Okay, had a long way to go to catch that ball, but at least, Brantley hustled to get over there. It's only a double. I mean, when he was on, this was a good attempt and well worth the dive. Sometimes, a guy will dive and he really doesn't have a chance, but this one, he had a beat on it and he's just about a foot off. It just gets by him, and Brantley hustles, and it's still going to be a double. So a one-out double, second one of the night for the Angels.
Myceres Torres, a base hit his last time up. This will be the fifth at bat of the night for the Angels with a runner in scoring position. And that's out of play. Rolls it towards second. Jason Kipnis will throw him out. 2 down. Mathis goes over to third.
They'll catch an encore presentation of the award-winning Rock and Blast on Saturday night. If Friday's not good enough and you want to see it twice, come Saturday. Fireworks, lights, scoreboard, and a classic rock soundtrack. Biggest show of the year. Create your memories starting at just $8. Get your tickets at Indians.com. Matter of fact, the Royals will be in town over the weekend. Starting to get back to the teams we played earlier in the year. Angels, Royals.
Torrey Hunter lined to center his first time up. That was a terrific diving catch by Carrera. Grounded to short his last time up to end the third inning. I don't know if it's just because of the way both of these guys have pitched tonight, but I don't recall a crowd being as quiet as the one we have here tonight. I almost feel like we're at a golf match.
There hasn't been, a lot of action. I mean, the Angels have 4 hits. The Indians have 3. And these pitchers, they take a lot of time. They've thrown a lot of pitches. I mean, you're right. It's just like watching those guys deal. And a lot of people don't like that. More people want to see offense. And if you want to see that, they're bored. I mean, right now there's 2 outs. This game is on the line. You need this out or they tie it up.
Mathis, the tying run at third base. Hunter in a 2-1 count. And Carmona fires. And a big chopper towards third, but it goes foul. So that evens the count up at 2-2. Now at the urging of the scoreboard, crowd coming to life a little bit here.
There you go. They got one strike to go. Get the out. If this game continues like this, they'll be doing the wave here in another inning.
The 2-2. Hunter takes low, full count. White Sox and Tigers are scoreless in the second inning in Chicago. Indians start the day 2 games in back of the front-running Tigers. Angels 3 games in back of Western Division leading Texas. And of course Texas at home leads Minnesota 4-0. They're in the second inning in Arlington. And so with 2 down, the payoff pitch to Hunter is ball 4. Carmona walks his third and keeps the inning alive for Bobby Abreu. And he's 0 for 2, but he flied to deep right his last time up. And we're going to see Tim Belcher for the first time tonight.
Well, that was the guy he wanted, really. When you look at that situation, you didn't want to bring Abreu to the plate, the left-hander, against Fausto. But remember, this guy is a very patient hitter. A lot of times he will take that first pitch, but he did line out in his last at-bat. I think Tim Belcher just wants to go out there and give Fausto a little reassurance and give him a game plan to go at Abreu right here. You don't want to fall behind him.
Carmona with 20 pitches in the second, 21 in the fourth, 20 here in the fifth. And it's down low, ball 1 to Abreu. Carmona deals, and Abreu takes a strike. Abreu hit .325 in the month of June, but he has 10 hits in 65 at bats so far here in the month of July. Two and one the count.
This is a tough guy to try and get you to swing at a pitch off the plate, especially unless he gets to 2 strikes. He went with a changeup right there, and now I would think Abreu going to be sitting for the sinker and try and make him elevate it.
Check to swing. Did he go? He did, says third base umpire Brian Runge.
Yeah, he was waiting for it because he took a long look outside that runner, and you knew it was cocked and loaded. He just wanted to pull the trigger. They asked, and he said yes, he did. It was a good pitch. I mean, a tough one to lay off, you see, but he didn't make him get it up. And now there's Lou saying, come on, give it to me. And he did. So it's 2-2.
Runners first and third, 2 down here in the 5th inning. Tribe on top 1-0. And Fausto Carmona trying to get himself out of trouble again.
This is a pitch where Torrey Hunter could take off because they're not even thinking about him now. And this guy at the plate is disciplined enough to where he will not expand his strike zone. He'll take it if it's a ball.
Carmona called for Marson to come out and talk.
Okay, he just wants to look at. He's telling him, he's talking to himself what he wants to throw. He knows what he wants to throw.
Well, you got to have conviction in whatever it is you're going to throw, and obviously he feels very strongly about the pitch he wants to go at him with. And the 2-2 is popped up foul. Chisenhall with a look, but can't get to it. And that young man made a nice play with the glove.
Too bad he wasn't in play.
Once again, Carmona gets ready for a 2-2 pitch to Bobby Abreu with runners at first and at third. And Abreu hits a high fly ball, deep right field. Buck is back on the track. He's at the wall and makes the catch to end the inning. So the Angels threaten once again, but they do not score. They strand a pair. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0 Indians. Indians lead it 1-0. Bottom of the 5th, Jason Kipnis, Lou Marson, and Ezekiel Carrera due up. And a strike called. 1-1 account. Kipnis popped one up on the infield his first time up. Fouls that over toward the Angels dugout and sent them scattering.
Yeah, we got to get him his first major league hit. He's got to get it. Only had 3 at bats. And you got to get it against a tough customer. There it is,
and
cutter.
Kipnis is strikeout victim number 8 on the night. Our game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Asdrubal Cabrera with a first inning RBI single gave the Indians the only run of this game. Since then, the Indians have played good defense. Michael Brantley made a fine throw to nail Vernon Wells at second base. And both pitchers have done a nice job. Dan Herron has now struck out 8 after punching out the first batter here in this 5th inning. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com.
You know, in his first start back on April 12th, he struck out 8 in that complete game shutout. In his second start, May 8th, he struck out 10, and that's the only time he's been in double digits this year. But he has had his pitches working against the Indians. 18. Now you add the 8 more, 26 in his 3 starts to this point.
Down low to Marson, 2-2. Right back to the screen. The 2-2 pitch. Marson weakly taps that towards second. 2 down. Rick, we just had that shot of the Indians dugout. You saw the players up on the railing, and they're all intently watching Dan Herron, the starting pitcher. I mean, are you always looking for something? Maybe it's a little edge. Maybe you see something where he's giving something away or tipping a pitch. Are you always looking for something out there to give you an edge, or sometimes you just literally watching the game?
You're observing. You know what? The pitchers and the guys that were sitting there watching, I saw where Josh Tomlin was down there. He may just be sitting watching how he goes about his business. You know, and hitters, I mean, you're not going to pick anything up. He's been around too long to tip any of his pitches or anything like that. But, you know, locations, you watch how he's working hitters in certain counts, and he will throw anything at any time.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, other than the first inning when he gave up the double to Brantley and then the single to Cabrera, the only other hit he gave up was a bunt single off the bat of Carlos Santana. He's been in a groove, man.
Another little weak pop-up. And a 1-2-3 inning for Dan Herron. Believe it or not, as well as he's pitched, that's the first 1-2-3 inning he's had here tonight. Subway restaurant to pick up your Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and you'll get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Vernon Wells, Alberto Calespo, and Eric Ibar. Due up here for the Angels. Carmona starts the sixth at 94 pitches, and activity in the Indians bullpen. It looks like Joe Smith is getting up. Pops the first pitch up. Santana looking for it. He's got it. One down. Alberto Calespo doubled in the second inning, walked his last time up. Calespo steps away. There is the right-hander Joe Smith, still just getting loose. Bouncing ball weakly towards second base. Jason Kipnis flips it over. 2 quick outs for Carmona. Well, let's check the answer to our trivia question, brought to you by AT&T. A living member of the Hall of Fame has been enshrined the longest. Stan the Man, your guy, inducted in 1969.
All righty.
Eric Ibar 0 for 2. Takes a strike. Ibar flied to left his first time up, then he flied to deep right in the fourth inning. Ripped to right field. Buck coming in, makes a sliding catch to end the inning. And Fausto Carmona gets through the Angels lineup quickly in the sixth inning on just 6 pitches. And it's still 1-0 Indians.
What's that tell you?
I think that's it for Fausto. The manager says, "Job well done."
And it was.
Hit shutout in 6 innings of work.
Certainly was a job well done.
You know, and if you think it's just this year, I saw an interesting stat. You'll love this. Carmona, among pitchers who have faced the Angels at least 5 starts in their career, he's got one of the best ERAs against them ever.
But he doesn't have a win.
Isn't that bizarre?
It is bizarre. So tonight could be the first one, but they're going to have to hold on.
He's given up 9 earned runs in 51 1/3 innings. So I don't know what that drops his ERA down to now. It might be the best ever.
Well, he'll trade it all in for a win, a W next to his name. And he was good. There's smiles right there, rightfully so. And the third time, as we told you a couple of times tonight, that he is matched up against Herron.
With his performance tonight, Rick, he's now has the 3rd lowest career ERA against the Angels all time, with a minimum of 5 games started, behind Tom Hall and Mel Stottlemyre. He passed Greg Swindell tonight. Swindell had an ERA of 1.78 in his career against the Angels coming in. Of course, that was 22 career starts, so that's doing it a lot. Carmona, though, now has done a nice job. Bounced foul. I beg your pardon. I think it said 22 starts. That's 20. Swindell gave up 22 earned runs in 111 innings in his career against the Angels. Fausto, 9 in, what did we say, 51 1/3? Pretty impressive nonetheless. Now the question is, can the Indians add a few to their lead? Michael Brantley doubled and scored in the first. He walked his last time up. He's got the count at 2-2. In the dirt, full count. And that's rifled down the right field line, but just foul.
Boy, he's had some good at-bats tonight.
Has. And the payoff pitch. Back out of play. A good at bat for Michael Brantley. This will be the 9th pitch he's seen in this at bat. And he hits it high in the air to deep center. Borges turned his back for a moment, but he's able to get back in time. 1 away. Let's go back to the studios once again. Al Pulaski has the latest on the Tigers and the White Sox.
That's right, Matt. They're underway on the south side of Chicago, and here in the top half of the 3rd inning, Detroit already with the runner home, and then Johnny Peralta lifts the short pop to left center. Nobody takes control. It drops, and it scores another run. Detroit up 2-0, bottom of the 3rd in Chi-Town. Back to you, Matt.
Okay, thanks, Al. As Drupal Cabrera drove in a run in the first, the only run of this game, when he singled between first and second base, bringing home Michael Brantley. The line in the 0-2. Popped in the air. The shortstop Ibar calling for it. 2 down. Time for our Miller Taste Greatness moment on this date in 2006. Casey Blake drives one to deep center. And then it's a race around the bases time. Curtis Granderson couldn't make the play, and they just kept waving him.
Oh, easy stand up.
Inside the park home run.
That's a rarity here. There's not many. It's not a big ballpark, but we have seen a few. Blake, let me see. David Bell hit the first one here. I'm thinking Peralta even had one here. Had one here last year. Not many.
Hafner, did he go? He did, says home plate umpire Marvin Hudson.
Well, if it's even close tonight, they've all been called. But it looks like they all did swing as well.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, bases empty here in the 6th. And a bouncing ball towards second is Torres. Throws him out. Dan Herron has retired 8 Indians in a row. But through 6, it's the Indians 1 and the Angels nothing.
It's still a 1-run ball game. Indians on top. The Angels top of the 7th inning. Make sure you're here this Wednesday. We will be filling the house for charity. $1 for every ticket will go to support shoes and clothes for kids. Also, we have lunch in 3 innings. One of the best deals around. $15 get you in the door and $10 to spend on food and drink. If you don't have your tickets for Wednesday's game, log on to Indians.com. Matt, Rick, back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Katie. Ice cream time for that young fan.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed.
She's not even using the spoon.
All right, so we go now to the 7th inning, and the Indians will go to the bullpen. Our call to the bullpen is brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Joe Smith.
Joe Smith for the 42nd time, trying to hold it. A great ball game here, 1-0. Carmona went 6, gave up 4. Smitty coming on. He's going to face Trumbo, Borges, and Mathis.
Fausto Carmona, terrific job tonight.
Yeah, he slowed down tonight. He was, he wasn't overthrowing. A lot of times you see him get a little wild, and that's a fair ball.
Yes, it is. And a long throw by Chisenhall. Santana applies the tag, and then you got to get out of the way in a hurry because Big Mark Trumbo can take your arm with you. And Santana did a nice job to avoid a collision there.
Well, that's a tough play for a first baseman because that throw's coming, and Chisenhall has a very good arm. But you see, there's the one thing. Santana did come off the bag, but he got the ball in time to get the base runner. That was the key right there.
It's when the ball and the runner arrive at the same time that's usually when trouble occurs.
Yeah, it sure is. That's a tough play. Well, if there's any one thing you could do, you wish Santana was about a foot taller if he was a first baseman all the time because he's not the tallest target in the world to throw at.
By the way, the one stat tonight for Carmona that jumps out at me, when the Angels had runners on base, they were 0 for 7 against them. So he made tough pitches tonight when he had to, and he had some tough spots where they had a couple of runners on against him. Swing and a miss. Borges strikes out, 2 down.
Boy, Joe Smith has been good this year, hasn't he? He's been aggressive, and I mean a nice slider. He's tough. He's been tough on lefties, righties. It doesn't matter. Great slider, great location. Boy, when he gets ahead of you, he can put you away. He has tightened everything up. That sinker. And he has really had a great year to this point.
Jeff Mathis 1 for 2 with a double. And a fastball in there for a strike.
But you see 89 and it looks faster, doesn't it? I mean, it just looks a lot quicker.
Looks like it has some late movement too, right at the end.
He comes in there. Remember last year when he went down, he came up and he just gathers himself. And boy, he's just making quality pitches. First of all, when you don't get a chance to face him a whole lot, he's tough to pick up because you don't have you don't know where to look, where that baseball's coming from.
Jam job right back to the mound. And the Angels go 1-2-3. A dominant performance by Joe Smith here in the 7th. And it's time now for the Cleveland Clinic 7th inning stretch. Indians fans, time for you to is brought to you by Levin Furniture, home of Sealy's Posturepedic mattress, made in Northeast Ohio. And by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. It's time to join the Hyundai movement. Bottom of the 7th inning, 1-0 Cleveland. Carlos Santana will lead off for the Tribe. Then it's Lonnie Chisenhall and Travis Buck. And Santana sends one right back into the seats. Routine bouncer to Isturiz, 1 down. Fans, you can log on to paninisgrill.com for their all-new food and drink menu, and that'll help you find the closest paninis to your house. Lonnie Chisenhall 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
We've seen 6 pitches, all strikes. Make it 7. He hasn't wasted any time at all with him, has he?
No balls, 2 strikes.
You're thinking, man, look, this guy doesn't mess around. I better be ready to swing. And I watch. He got him the last time with that little splitter down and away. He couldn't check his swing, see if he goes back to it after he went up with a high fastball. Oopsie. Yeah, that's the one he got him to chase.
Well, Lonnie back to even now at 2-2. And he strikes him out again. 9 Ks for Herron, 2 down here in the 7th inning. He's just over 100 pitches. Meanwhile, Vinny Pistano is up in the Indians bullpen. Hey folks, the Gathering Place supports, educates, and empowers individuals and family members touched by cancer. Rick and I are donating $5 each every time the Indians homer, and Great Clips is donating $50 to the Gathering Place for every home run. We've raised $5,400 on the year. Log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn more about the Gathering Place. Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. Travis Buck has walked and struck out tonight. Vinny Pistano. Herron with the 2-0. And Buck shoots that over toward the Angels dugout. Horacio Ramirez loosening for the Angels, as Herron is about to make pitch number 110 on the night. Just missed with that. 3 balls and a strike. In Herron's 1-hit shutout of the Indians back on April the 12th, he went a season-high 125 pitches. But he's routinely around the 110 to 115 mark. Payoff pitch. Popped him up. The shortstop Ibar going out. And the Indians go 1-2-3 again.
Presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Indians lead it 1-0 as we go to the 8th inning. And Vinny Pistano coming on now for the Tribe after Joe Smith worked a 1-2-3 7th inning. Pistano will be facing the top of the order here in the 8th.
Well, you said these teams are known to play one-run ball games, and it looks like if the Indians win it, they're going to have to win it 1-0 here, huh?
It would appear that is the truth. Jack Hanahan takes over third defensively. Last year they played, or I should say in the last 2 years, they played 6 games here in Cleveland, and half of those games were one-run games. This year they played 6 times in Anaheim, and 4 of those were one-run games. So when these two get together, it's usually low scoring and tightly contested. As Torres singled back in the 3rd, and he rips that foul 0-2. There have been some close pitches tonight that Marvin Hudson has consistently given to the hitters.
Well, I still like that pitch, 0-2. I like the location of it.
Up the middle it goes. Diving attempt by Kipnis. He knocks it down but can't come up with it cleanly. And as Torres is aboard, even if he gets it cleanly, that's going to be a tough play to have to stop and plant and throw to get a speedster like him.
Like that, he had to make that play the first game he started. Remember, going to his right, he would have had to jump, throw it, maybe put it in the ground, but he didn't come up with it cleanly. It'll go as an infield single.
Torrey Hunter fouls it to the right side. Hunter 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Out of play again. Makes it to the upper deck on the right side. Up high with the heater, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter taking a little extra time before climbing back in. He readies for the 1-2 pitch from Pistano. And it's hit to deep center. Back is Carrera, backpedaling. And he's got it on the track, 1 away. Let's go back to the studios once again for a quick in-game update. Once again, here's Al Pulowski.
All right, Matt, so far in Arlington tonight, it's all Texas Rangers. Ian Kinsler, a 3-run homer here in the 3rd. Rangers put up 3 in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings. They now lead at 9-1 over the Minnesota Twins. 4th inning in Arlington. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. Bobby Abreu, 0 for 3, will be the hitter. He's flied to deep right in each of his last 2 at-bats. Pitch out, but nothing doing with his Torres at first.
Well, Pistano comes back and wants to retire Hunter with a slider, but he left that middle of the plate. Boy, he got away with one there. Hunter deep to center field, but it stayed in the yard.
That's drilled deep to right. Buck is back on the track, and it's gone. Bobby Abreu with a 2-run homer here in the 8th inning. Puts the Angels on top 2-1. Well, he got away with the hanger to Hunter. He did not get away with that one to Abreu. 4th home run of the year for Bobby Abreu, and he now has 41 runs batted in on the year.
Now let's look at it. There's a fastball middle in, and he turns on a belt high. Abreu hit it well. He hit one to the track last time, but he said yes. That time it got out of there, and he was thrilled, and Pistano's upset.
Vernon Wells, a swing and a miss.
You go late in a ball game where one swing of the bat can beat you. If you go in, you better make sure you get it in. A lot of time relievers don't mess around inside to hitters. They've got to go away, and then way inside. He didn't get that one way in.
Popped him up on the infield as Dribble Cabrera. 2 down. If you like Indians baseball, high school sports, and the Mid-American Conference plus Browns football, then you like Sports Time Ohio, and prove it by liking us on Facebook. Get the latest programming information or just tell us what you think. Check us out at facebook.com/STOHD. 2 down for Alberto Callaspo, and he hits a little tapper up the first base side. Pistano flips it to first. The inning's over. And now the Indians will try to come from behind as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Angels up 2-1. Two-one Angels as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Dan Herron still out there chucking. His 113th pitch of the night is a strike to Jason Kipnis, who is 0 for 2. He'll be followed by Lou Marson.
Well,
and we're going to get a pinch hitter as Laporta has come to the on-deck circle, and now Kipnis fouls that off. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Coming into this inning, Tommy Bowe dug deep into his bag of calculators and colored pencils and pens. Came up with this one. 3 starts this year. Herron's thrown 343 pitches. He's given up 3 runs on 10 hits out of those 343 pitches.
Okay. Well, and he's still out there at 116. Only 3 hits. The last hit was the infield bunt by Santana back in the 4th inning.
11 straight set down since then. He had 7 strikeouts in the first 4 innings, only 2 since. But that's what's also enabled him to get deep into this game. And now the 1-2. Kipnis fouling it over toward the Angel dugout.
Yeah, it's a couple of times he's been in there just to stay alive. He's gone in there, and he's just been able to get a piece of it. Wonder if he has him set up for that splitter away.
Came back in and got him. 10th strikeout, 1 down here in the 8th. Tonight's box score is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, introducing the Hyundai Assurance Trade-In Value Guarantee. Well, as you said, the last hit in this game came off the bat of Carlos Santana on a bunt single with 1 out in the 4th inning. Their run came in the 1st after back-to-back hits by Michael Brantley and Asdrubal Cabrera. Now Matt Laporta. Oh for 2 as a pinch hitter on the year. And Herron misses for ball 1. Two balls and a strike. Activity in the Angels bullpen. But right now, Herron's still out there firing away. And Laporta sends a high pop to center. 2 down. And Mike Scioscia is going to make a move. Dan Herron has gone through the Indians lineup 3 times tonight. And he's given up just 1 run, and he'll leave with a chance to be the winner. We've got a timeout. Tribe down 2-1. Bottom of the 8th inning, Tribe down a run. And with 2 down, base is empty. Austin Kearns will pinch hit for Ezekiel Carrera, and he'll be facing Scott Downs, a left-hander, on for the 38th time this year, an ERA of just 1.32. Scott Downs has not been scored upon in his last 10 appearances. Dan Herron, another gem against the Tribe.
Downs, the guy they signed coming from the Toronto Blue Jays. Experienced reliever. Gave him a nice 3-year deal and big money.
Curran shoots it out of play to the other side. You see Curran's numbers on the year as a pinch hitter, just 0 for 1. Up the middle and oh my goodness, how did Downs catch that ball?
He didn't know he had it.
Holy mackerel. Right back up the middle, and somehow Downs gloved it. And the inning is over. The Indians go 1-2-3, and we go to the 9th. 2-1 Angels. All kinds of changes to tell you about for the Indians. I don't know. It might be easier to tell you who the whole new starting lineup, but we'll go through them one at a time. Tony Sipp is now into the game for the Tribe, the 4th different pitcher to work here tonight. Austin Kearns has now gone into the game in left field after he pinch hit. Michael Brantley goes from left over to center. Matt Laporta, he pinch hit for Marson, so he goes in at first, and Santana goes from first back behind the plate. And we go here to the 9th inning. Eric Ibar, Mark Trumbo, Peter Borges due for the Angels, and Tony Sipp. They'll try to keep it a 2-1 ball game and see if the Indians can rally in the bottom of the 9th. Chopper foul. Swing and a miss by Ibar, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Angels closer Jordan Walden, who set the Angels rookie record for saves when he notched number 23 back on July 21st. He's up in the bullpen. Now the 0-2. Ibar chases and strikes out one down. Go back and take a look at this line drive that ends the inning.
Well, I mean, it was self-defense. He puts his glove up there and he knocks it out. He knew it hit it, and now watch him look in. It's there. Boy, and is he happy. I mean, it wasn't right at his face, but it would have got his shoulder. Would have got his right shoulder. But that ball was smoked right back at him, and he just reacted to it and ended up catching it.
Mark Trumbo 0 for 3 tonight. Evens the count of 1-1. Mark Trumbo got his first major league home run against the Indians back on April the 12th. But he's been on a little bit of a binge here lately. 7 homers and 17 ribbies in his last 28 games.
He has very good power when he can hit his strike. We saw this kid. He had, 3 infield hits in a ball game. Hits a ball off home plate.
Right.
But, I mean, he can hit it a long way, and, he's going to develop into one of those power hitters. But as a young hitter, he's on, like, the heels of Tim Salmon, where Salmon had, 30 homers as a rookie. This kid's well on his way. You can see he is among rookies the leader.
Punched towards center field. Michael Brantley has that 2 down. Stay tuned after the ball game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. Conrad's, home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. 2 down, bases empty for Peter Borges. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it will be Michael Brantley as Drupal Cabrera and Travis Hafner for the Tribe. Threw it by him with a good fastball. And another strike. It's 0-2. And the 2-strike pitch. Popped in the air. Center field again. Michael Brantley. He makes the catch. Sip works a 1-2-3 ninth. And now it's up to Brantley, Cabrera, and Hafner to try to get the Indians offense rolling in the bottom of the 9th. Indians down 2-1. And Angels rookie closer Jordan Walden coming out of the bullpen, a hard-throwing right-hander.
Hard throwing is right. You watch this guy throw off the rubber, and he will be airborne at times, where when he pushes off with his back foot, there are times when that leaves the rubber and his front foot hasn't touched the ground yet. He can get it up in the mid to upper 90s. I think one time when we were out there, he did touch 100. Now, I don't know if the guns are trumped or whatever, but I'm saying he can get it up there. So they got their work cut out for him. So see if you can get that leadoff man aboard or a base runner on. And some magic here in the ballpark, because it's been a very good, well-pitched ball game. Danny Herron on the line for the win. Pistano on the hook for the loss. We'll see if the Indians can come back and at least get 1 or 2 to win it.
Michael Brantley doubled and scored the only run of this game for the Indians in the first. The last 14 Indians hitters have been retired in a row. And Walden with a fastball strike. Brantley with a line drive, base hit into left field. And Vernon Wells fires it back in. The Indians have their leadoff man aboard. And the tying run is at first here in the bottom of the ninth.
That's what you wanted to do. Michael's had really good at-bats tonight. Even on the out that he did make, it was a extended at-bat, and he goes down and hits a line drive over the head of Ibar at short, and there is the tying run on first base.
And that brings up Asdrubal Cabrera, 1 for 3. He had the RBI single in the first for the Tribe. And it's high ball 1. Brantley's base hit snaps a string of 14 in a row retired by the Angels pitching staff. Primarily, it was Dan Herron. Scott Downs got the last batter to end the 8th inning. Walden going to keep a close eye on Brantley, knowing that that's the tying run. And he seems to be pretty preoccupied with Michael over there at first base.
Well, they know Michael can run a little bit. They know that they will try and steal a base. They're not going to waste or even try a bunt here with Cabrera. And, you know, his time may be slow, and Mike Scioscia may continue to throw over there.
Popped up foul. Callaspo reached in, couldn't get to it. The Indians have 10 wins in their last at bat at home this year, and they make it 11 and turn the tables on the Angels here tonight. One and one the count for Asdrubal Cabrera. Pitch out, almost threw it to the backstop.
Yeah. See, they're worried. They are definitely concerned right here with Brantley. Walden must take a lot of time, a big, hard thrower. So watch this. You're right. A pitch out, but he almost throws it to the backstop. That's a nice job by Mathis to make that play with the mask on to get up high. Now you can run. They're not going to pitch out again. There
he
you
takes
go.
off, throw down, not in time.
There's
Ball
the time
pops
run.
loose, and Michael Brantley's in the scoring position.
It's the ideal spot after they pitch out that one time. That's the time to do it right there, boy. Take off. You know they're not going to do it again. Brantley gets his 13th stolen base. The throw, short hops, and Ibar just couldn't come up with it. They wouldn't have had him anyway. He got a good jump. And that pitch was a ball, so it's 3-1 now to Cabrera. Little meeting on the mound now to go over the signs with a runner at second base. Catcher to pitcher to shortstop.
Mike Scioscia saw his team come from behind on the 2-run homer in the 8th to take the lead. Now that lead in jeopardy, as Cabrera has himself in a great situation with a 3-1 count. And nobody out. Walden fires, and his dribble cuts and misses, full count. .97 miles an hour at that fastball.
That's I tell you, see the giddy up on it.
Here's the set. The 3-2. And his dribble stays alive. Travis Hafner in the on-deck circle. Walden delivers. And Cabrera strikes out, one down.
Well, that's the one thing this guy can do, boy. If he's around the strike zone, no question he can throw it by you. See, that one had a little run to it. Cabrera comes up empty. He gets the first out. Now Hafner, an opportunity.
Travis Hafner 0 for 3 here tonight. With runners in scoring position on the year, Hafner has hit .429. There's a drive toward deep left center field. Wells on the run. Borges, they watch it hit off the wall. Brantley coming around third. He will score the tying run, winning run into scoring position with one out here in the bottom of the ninth, as Hafner continues his torrid tear with runners in scoring position on the year. His 41st RBI of the season, his 11th double, and we are tied at 2.
Big Prunk wasn't going to spot him anything. He got after the first pitch and drove it to left center field. Nice job. He gets the fastball away, and boy, he put a great swing on it. And he was taking off thinking double all the way. Brantley going to make sure that that ball hits the wall. And I'll tell you, out in left field, Wells played that ball pretty well, throwing it into second base. But not before. That was a funky slide there by Hafner, but he gets into second base. They'll now pinch run for him. So there's a winning run there. A little magic tonight.
So Hafner gets high fives and handshakes. Mike Butcher goes to the mound to talk to rookie closer Jordan Walden. And Orlando Cabrera now represents the winning run at second base. Meeting over. Carlos Santana 1 for 3 on the night will be the batter. Santana looks at a ball in the dirt. Carlos had that bunt single back in the 4th inning. And remember, that was the last hit the Indians had until Brantley's leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th. A couple of twists and turns in this plot here this evening. Hafner has tied it. Santana trying to win it. In the dirt again, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, he has first base open. He doesn't have to go at Santana. He started him off with a breaking ball, then the fastball, and if he wants, he can pitch around him. And I'm sure that's what they talked about.
Left-handed hitting Jack Hanahan waits on deck. Up high, 3-1. Orlando Cabrera representing that winning run at second base. 3-1 count for Santana. Ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. And now it's up to Jack Hanahan. Mike Scioscia in that Angels dugout says, pass the Tums. Here we go again. These two teams, if it wasn't a closely contested affair, you wouldn't know what to do.
That's exactly right.
Now with 2 on and 1 out, Jack Hanahan takes aim. His first at bat of the game. Swing and a miss. Started him out with a breaking ball. He was not expecting that. Hanahan trying to stop an 0 for 7 slump. And after the 84-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, he comes back with 98. And it probably looked like 198.
Yeah, that ought to be illegal.
0-2 with Travis Buck on deck.
Ouch.
Hit him, and they're loaded. Oh, man, that had to hurt, huh?
Well, yeah, that was another off-speed pitch. It's the last thing he wanted to do there.
Look, it got him on the kneecap, but Hanahan
he just held on
quickly went to first.
And now no room for error. So this is bodes well for the Indians. I mean, look at that slider. Actually, it hit right off the padding. Actually, probably the side of the leg. I don't think that padding helped at all.
It looked like it did hit him right on that pad.
Well, he had it there for a reason. So now you've got the bases loaded. Indians with a chance to win one here in the bottom of the 9th.
That's the first hit batter of the year for Jordan Walden, says Tommy Bowe.
It doesn't come at the right time. He just got ahead of him with 2 strikes.
So it's up to Travis Buck now as he will step to the plate with him loaded up as the Angels have a meeting at the mound. Interesting, it's the left side of the infield that comes to the meeting with Jeff Mathis. The right side of the infield is drawn in. They're going to go to the 4-2 defense here, aren't they? 5-2, the 5-2 defense.
Yeah, they've got 2 outfielders right, thinking that this guy, yes, they are. They brought in Hunter from right field and put him right in between first and second, and now
Mike Scioscia's going to go to the mound.
Mike Scioscia wants to come out here, and now you're going to have the meeting. Exactly what they're going to do.
That's an interesting gamble here.
Now
is he going to make a move?
I think they have to.
He is.
Yeah, because they already had the visit to talk.
So that's Jordan Walden. Yeah, that's a good point. Mike Butcher had already been out to talk to Walden, so that's going to do it. They're going to go to Takahashi. He'll be coming on when we come back. Tied at 2, bottom of the 9th. They're all loaded up. They're loaded up with one out, bottom of the ninth, and Hisanori Takahashi, the left-handed reliever, coming on now for the Angels to face the left-handed hitting Travis Buck. Takahashi on for the 41st time this year. He does have a save. One of 4 Angels, I believe, who all have a save this year. Michael Brantley singled, stole second, scored the tying run on an RBI double by Travis Hafner. Since then, a walk and a hit batter have loaded him up. And Jordan Walden yanked from the game after working just 1/3 of an inning here in the bottom of the ninth. So Takahashi in a tight spot where he's got nowhere to put Buck. He's got to throw strikes.
Well, the table is set, and the Angels have 5 infielders. Torrey Hunter came in from right field, and you can see where they're playing him. Normally they bunch him in the alleys, but you're going to have Borges that's playing just a little bit to the right-hand side of second base, and then Wells will stay in left field. So right field is wide open.
So for Travis Buck, with this exotic defense, he's just looking to get a ball in the air to right field, as you say.
Yeah, actually a ball in the air to any field.
Good point.
Get it deep enough. It doesn't matter to right, center, or left.
If you get it deep enough is the key. Orlando Cabrera, that all-important winning run at third base. Up high, ball 1.
Well, you talk about no room for error now for the Angels, especially when you come into this jam if you're a pitcher.
Buck with a big bouncer. Hunter is coming home. He throws low, and it's dug out and held on to by Mathis for the force out. Boy, that was nearly in the dirt. But Mathis did a nice job to hang on to it. And that is out number 2.
That goes 9-2.
Yes, it does.
On the ground. Believe it or not. Because Hunter, a nice high hopper. But what he does, he just gets rid of it. Tries to make a good solid throw. And I'll tell you, Mathis did a really nice job having to watch out for that bat. Nearly in the dirt. And see that glove? He just made sure with that leg straight out. There it was. He just made sure it was a force out. You keep the foot on the bag. Now he goes back out to right field.
And now Jason Kipnis, can the rookie be the hero here tonight? 0 for 3.
This would be his first major league hit. Can you think of a better way to get one?
No.
And the game? Really. No.
0 for 5 so far. He had 2 at-bats in his debut. Takahashi deals, and Kipnis with a line drive, base hit right field. The Indians will win it. Jason Kipnis gets his first major league hit in dramatic fashion as the Indians come from behind with 2 in the bottom of the ninth to defeat the Angels by a final score of 3-2. They stopped their 4-game skid, and Jason Kipnis, man, what a way to get your first major league hit. We just talked about it, yes, and he delivers.
Couldn't have come at a better time, and I'll tell you what a big hit. There's Buck giving him a hug because he picked up him, and what a great bottom of the ninth. The magic comes back. Very nice. That's one you remember right there. Game-winning hit for your first major league hit with the bases juiced. Beautiful.
Wow, and a team that maybe desperately is too strong a word, but they needed a win badly here tonight. They stopped their 4-game skid, and especially, Rick, the way this turned on them when it looked like they were going to have to try to win it 1-0, and then the Angels got the 2-run homer to go up 2-1. Things looked pretty bleak there, but Brantley started it in the bottom of the ninth with a hit. Kipnis finishes it in the bottom of the ninth with a hit. And the Indians are victorious here this evening. And it's time now for our play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank. Thanks for making Key Bank the #1 bank in Northeast Ohio.
Well, yeah, I just want to see a replay of what just happened is what I want to see. Tried to sneak that fastball by him, and Kipnis said, not going to do it. And he just drilled it. Congratulations. Our first major league hit, a walk-off game-winning hit. Look at that. He's going to have some